All right, so the biggest thing with this video is to really just watch it as many times as possible, especially if there's some questions that you don't understand. Um, but use it as a resource, don't use it as a crutch, and try to do this as early as possible so you're going to have enough time to just really go over what you understand and what you don't understand. So the first thing we're going to go over are linear relationships. And you really need to just listen to how I transition throughout the packet. Make sure you do this on a separate sheet of paper so you can have enough room to do your work. And the problems we're going to do is going to be DOK1. Okay? And then just remember to remember the key so you can know which questions I'm doing so you're not confused. All right? So for DOK1, the first question says, identify the slope and y-intercept of the equation y equals negative 4x plus 3. Now, this is from the base equation y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept or base. So for us, negative 4 is the slope and 3 is the base or y-intercept. So that's number 1 for DOK1, or the first bullet point. Okay, number 2, or the second bullet point, says create an equation with a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 2. So you have a slope of 3 and a base or y-intercept of 2. So using the y equals mx plus b, where x is your independent variable, y is your dependent variable, you just plug in the m for 3 and the b for 2. That's the answer to the second bullet point of DOK1, or number 2. Third bullet point, create a table for the equation y equals 4x plus 1. So this is fairly simple. You just really need to do just 5 points. You can really start from 0 all the way to 5. The left side, which is going to be your independent variable, that's going to be your x values. And the right side, that's going to be your dependent variable, that's going to be your y values. And we're going to pick 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to plug it in. 4 times 0 plus 1. That's 0 plus 1, so that's 1. 4 times 1 plus 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 4 times 2 plus 1. That's 8 plus 1, so that's 9. 4 times 3 plus 1. That's 12 plus 1, so that's 13. And then 4 times 4 plus 1. That's 16 plus 1, so that's going to be 17. And this is your table for bullet point 3, or number 3 for DOK1. All right, DOK2. Graph the line of y equals negative 2 over 3 x plus 7. Okay. All right. So we can keep it really simple. Okay. Let's pick some numbers that it's really easy for us to multiply this fraction by. So we're going to do our table again. So we have negative 2 over 3 x plus 7. And because we're comparing a graph that's in negative and positive, we're going to start from -3 all the way to +3. So that's 6 points. And then remember, x is your independent variable, y is your dependent variable. So we have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. All right, and it's best to kind of put some rows in between so you can organize it a lot better. All right, so plug in 3, we got -2/3 times -3 plus 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's a -3, so that'll be -1 times -2. That's negative times a negative. So that's a +2 plus 7, so that is 9. We have -2/3 times -2 plus 7. That's +4, because -2 times -2, that's a 4, divided by 3 plus 7. So we have 4 divided by 3 plus 7. So that's a fraction with uncommon denominator. So we do the pyramid method. 4 times 1, that's 4. 3 times 7, that's 21. 3 times 1, that's 3. So we have 21 plus 4, that is 25/3. All right, and that is 8.3. All right, -2/3 times -1 plus 7. So that's -2 times -1, so that's a +2/3 plus 7. So that is 2/3 plus 7. So 2 times 1, that's 2, plus 3 times 7, that's 21, divided by 3, that's 23/3. And that, if you put that in if you divide that out, that's 7.6. Remember, I'm just doing the numerator divided by the denominator to get the decimal. Okay. 0 times -2 divided by 3, that's 0, so that's just going to be 7. 0 plus 7. And then here you can see that this is just going to be the negative of, the positive. So you have -2/3 times 1 plus 7. So that's just -2/3 plus 7. And then we have -4/3 plus 7. And then here we just have -2 plus 7. You know, that is going to be -2 plus 7, that is 5. -4/3 plus 7. That's 17/3. 17/3 is 5.6. And then the last one, you got -2/3 plus 7. That's going to be negative 2 plus 21 over 3. Negative 2 plus 21 over 3. That's going to be 19 over 3. Over 3 is 6.3. Okay, so when we graph this, your x is going to be negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so at negative 3, we was at a really high 9. So it's all the way up here. Negative 2, we're coming down. Negative 1, we're also coming down. 0, we're on the number line. Okay, so all right. Okay, so you can see that it's going to be a downward trend coming down. So if we were to compare and contrast the following graphs, so just so I can show you what it would look like here. So we should get something like that, a line like that. Okay, and you can try that out for yourself. Okay, and then for the last question, for the DOK2, it says compare and contrast the following graphs. So you have a red line coming down like that. Then you have a blue line like that. So it says compare and contrast the following graphs. Compare the slopes and y-intercepts, the growth from left and right. So we see that the red, which is coming down compared to the blue, the red has a negative slope. and you can see that the y-intercept